Man, and it's building up beautifully for real on the real match table, isn't it? Into frame 5 we go, and it's Stephen 9 points ahead, and he's on the black.
Well, there was something he wasn't quite happy with there. He stood up beforehand and got back down again. I didn't expect him to miss this. And unfortunately for Stephen, black's gone over the other corner, and John Higgins has been presented with a very good chance.
Yeah, the one thing you can't do at this level is to miss the black off the spot, because you're in amongst the balls, and when you miss, you're guaranteed to leave a chance for your opponent. An unexpected chance for John Higgins, this. It's funny, it looked natural. He got up, which you should do, but maybe he didn't get completely up.
9.
When I say that...
No, I agree with you entirely. That's a very good point. I mean, usually stand back and walk straight into the shot again. He just sort of got half up and didn't walk back in, so... Yeah, good point, John. And we mentioned at the start of this
16.
match, I think it was important for Stephen to score. Well, at the moment, John, I think it's important for John to score. He needs to make a decent contribution. I said before the interval, despite the scoreline, I thought Stephen was hitting the ball better than John. So, for John Higgins' own mind, he'd like to make a decent contribution here and get scoring himself.
Yeah, it's all about taking
17.
the chances. And John Higgins had a slim chance in the last frame before the mid-session interval to pinch it, but wasn't able to do so. His highest break so far this morning has been a break of 52.
24.
Stephen's 81. Disappointed he's not made a century, Stephen, but it's frames that matter early on in a match. And always the problem when you're running into other reds when playing a pot, you just got to judge the kiss off the second red, and he just caught it a little bit thinner than he intended.
Yes, and there's a bit of pressure on this.
You know, the one thing you've got to concentrate on the pot here. Played it nicely, and he's on the next red.
32.
Great shot.
This really magnifies the mistake from Stephen. As I say, you can miss an easy shot, and if your opponent doesn't punish you, then you can put it out of your mind, but he'll be seething missing the black off the spot. When he looked to be in good stroke just before the mid-session interval, that was the one. Just didn't get the cue through. He sort of de-accelerated. We see that a lot on these super fine cloths.
39.
If that cue isn't accelerating as it goes through the cue ball, then anything can slide off.
.46.
Gives John Higgins a 37-point lead. Nice easy red to the left centre. Just wondering what the availability of the next red is. Obviously it's made easy if he gets a good angle on the black.
47.
So pot this and just come off the top cushion and run into those two reds immediately above the black, you would have thought. Unless there's something available, you don't have to play the cannon.
I think the cluster by the pink would be great. Leave himself on the other two reds like that. Well, he's just run through those, but the one in the middle's fine. And this really is a chance he should
54.
be winning the frame off.
There you see it. 45 ahead, 75 remaining at the moment, so that really equates to 2 reds, 2 colours. Should be enough. It's hard to see him not
55.
making the most of this now.
This will be doing John a lot of good.
62.
Winning in one contribution. Managed to win the first couple of frames today
63.
here with really out having to do too much. Stephen made a few mistakes, poor safeties. And John, well, he had breaks of 39, 52 and 34, but no real sizable breaks in that. So this will be a lot better.
68.
Just this red, and just 60 in front with only 51 remaining.
69.
And noticeable, John, to me in this frame, well, you were saying before the mid-set visit, and I agree with you, it looks a little bit tentative, but nothing tentative about this visit.
No, this is more like it, and
77.
you know, he's always had a wonderful sense of what the match is doing, John Higgins, over the years. And he's needed to get over the line. He's always played a hard frame of snooker. Sometimes his opponent's been playing a little better than him, or he's got a wonderful sense of what's happening in the match. And he knows he doesn't want to be seeing Stephen making
82.
sizable contributions every frame. He's got to do a bit of it himself.
So we've not seen a century. Stephen had a couple of opportunities to through that 100 break barrier, but wasn't able to do it. If John Worcester can
89.
pile a century here, this would be the 33rd of the tournament.
Well, I thought it was bubbling up nicely before the interval, John. This is great now. Both players are starting to score.
Yes, and it could be the classic match that everybody was expecting.
97.
And the green for another £200 to the Avon Children's Hospice, Avon House Children's Hospice. That Betfred, our sponsors, are donating for every century. So that's another £200 in the back. And if there's over 75 centuries during the tournament, they're going to give an extra £25,000. What a lovely gesture that is.
111.
This has been beautifully constructed and more like the John Higgins we know.
170.
Well, absolutely marvellous, and that's really punishing your opponent. Stephen Hendry first in, missed the black off the spot, sat down for the rest of the frame, and John Higgins looked